What is up, everybody? It's Gunny here with Gunny's Gaming, and I've got a new report for you this morning. I want to talk about my perspective on the game Fallout 76. As you guys might know, I'm a huge Fallout fan. I love all the work that Bethesda Game Studios does, and so I'm kind of partial to these things. I kind of enjoy their games and what they create. I want to go ahead and talk about some of the main concerns that I see about this game. And the first one being PvP and griefing in the game. Is this going to be a game where I'm going to get shot and killed by other players all the time? Is it going to start to feel like an online first-person shooter game where everybody's just trying to kill each other? And I want to talk about that. I want to go into that some more. But the second thing I also want to talk about is the concern of Fallout 76 being an always online world, and what that means for the players and what that world will ultimately be like. And the third thing is that the game has no non-player characters. There's no NPCs in the game. So what does that mean for us as the players? How are we going to get quests, missions, and things like that? I want to go ahead and talk about that too. But the first thing, let's go ahead and talk about PvP and griefing. Since the game is an online multiplayer game, there will be a layer of player versus player in the game. And how do we as players who seek a no grief experience handle the player versus player in Fallout 76? Todd Howard has stated that the map is 4 times larger than that of Fallout 4. So I pose the theory that if the map is 4 times larger than Fallout 4, and the reports have been that there's a maximum of 32 players in the map at a time, what you can do is kind of imagine a world the size of Fallout 4 that would have a maximum of 8 players in that world. And you think about how huge Fallout 4 is, because it's a fairly large map itself, and there only being 8 other players in that map. It makes you sit back and think, well, how often am I actually going to run into another player in the game? And it's not going to be quite as often as you think, because you're going to be off doing other things in different areas of the world. And another main point about that is that you're going to be in teams too. Like you're playing this game with your friends, right? That's kind of the whole ideal here, is to experience a Fallout world and a Fallout game with other people, with your friends. That's what Bethesda Game Studios is going for. So, say you're in a crew of, you got 2 other friends, so there's 3 of you total. So that leaves, if you're in a Fallout 4 size map area, that means that there are 5 other players besides you 3. And 5 other players, and don't forget, this is the maximum number of players. They might limit it down to even half this, and have only 4 players that could be in a map the size of Fallout 4. So if you team up with your buddies, you're really not going to have a big deal running into other players. And honestly, I'm not that worried about it. I feel like Bethesda is going to make this game in a way that promotes players interacting and communicating with each other. Not in a violent way, but more so in a way to trade together and do things together. So I'm not as worried about this as some people are. I think it's going to be great. I've got several good buddies of mine who are all getting ready to buy the game, and we're going to play the game together. And I keep meeting new people who are like, oh yeah, I'm into Fallout, you know. I'm thinking about getting Fallout 76. I'm like, yeah, well, we should have a crew together, you know, and play online together. I think that will be a lot of fun and something that I'm really excited for about this game. And I know it's a cause of concern for a lot of people, but I think that this game deserves a chance, and I honestly think it's going to be a lot of fun. So the second concern that I mentioned that we want to talk about is that Fallout 76 is an always online world. So that kind of leaves some concerns for certain people. You have to have an internet connection to play. So that means if you're on console, that means you need PS Plus or Xbox Live in order to play. But I honestly think that this is a benefit to the Fallout community to have an online world, because Bethesda can make changes to that world and have it just right. And I like that Bethesda has proposed the idea that Fallout 76, not at launch, but later on, will have private worlds where you can explore and you can do your own things by yourself. Bethesda sees this, they understand this, and they want to cater to us. So I think we give them a chance, but we also make our voices heard. And I think a way to make our voices heard, and this is a controversial idea in and of itself, is that I think it's important to play the beta. And I know you shouldn't pre-order the game, but if you're a die-hard Fallout fan and you want to play this game, you should pre-order. I think you should pre-order and make your voice heard in the beta. The beta, with the impression that I have, is that it will come out well in advance of the game, so that the Bethesda has time to cater the game towards what they intend their audience to experience. And so I think it's important to play the beta and to give your feedback, and that way Bethesda still has time to prepare, tweak the game a little bit, and make it more the way that we want the game. And so just some quick thoughts on pre-ordering the game. I think betas are important to the game in helping the developers understand what their community wants in the game. But I also think there's another side of betas, is that oftentimes if you have a beta right before the launch of a game, like example, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the beta was right before the game launched. And what I think companies are doing when they're launching the beta right before the game starts is it's just a marketing stunt. They're just trying to get people, oh, I want to try out this game and play it. And so that way they've got all these people who are in the game for free for a few days, and then the game launches and they're all like, oh, well, I love this game, so I'm going to buy it, or I want to keep playing and keep my progress, so I'll buy the game. It's a total marketing stunt. And so I think we need to avoid betas that are like that. But betas that are well in advance of the actual game releasing, that's a sign that the developer and the publisher care about what you think. And so they're going to plan it well in advance so you can play, you can get an experience of the game and give them positive feedback, and they can make those changes. And I think Bethesda is going to do that. I don't think Bethesda is going to pull an EA on us. I don't think they're going to come out with a game earlier, or I mean right before the game, a beta right before the game comes out, because it's a marketing stunt. And Bethesda actually cares, and I can see that they're worried, they're concerned that the needs of the community aren't going to be met. And so they're going to cater toward that. They're not like EA, where EA is just cocky and thinks that people are just going to buy their games no matter what. And so they don't get worried. They're like, oh, it's fine, or this game's not that great, so let's just give up on it and move on to the next game and leave everybody behind that paid for the game. Now, Bethesda, I don't think is going to do that. I really don't think they're going to do that. So, honestly, if you want to pre-order, make sure you play the beta and make sure you give some good positive feedback to help Bethesda game studios cater this towards the way that we want it. And the third thing that I wanted to talk about is that there's no NPCs in the game. So what does that mean for us as the players? We've heard Todd Howard say that there are robots and different things you can find in the environment that help you start quests and things like that. So I think this game's gonna revolve a little more heavily on exploring the world. We don't have a lot of these factions that we have in other Fallout games because it's too early. And so you just need to focus on, when you see other players, I think it should be a focus on trading and working together to build the new world. And I think that's the intention of the game. That's the focus of the whole game. Does that mean you're not going to have some deranged guy, some player who just wants to kill everybody? Yeah, you're still going to have those. But there's going to be little consequence for when you get killed. And I think for success in the game is going to work on trading with each other and doing things together. So there's some concern over not having NPCs in the game, but I also think that it's going to make it fun too, because you do have to work together. It means gamers, we've got to branch out a little bit. We have to find other players that enjoy playing this game that we want to play and band together and explore the world together. And I honestly think that could be a lot of fun, and I could build a really tight-knit community over Fallout and Bethesda Game Studios. And I really don't think that we should be punishing a game studios or developer for trying something new. I think if we got the same launch of Fallout 3's formula over and over and over again, we get tired of it. So I'm glad that they're willing to experiment, try something new. And this game deserves a chance. It really does. And so I hope to see you guys in game. And this is my take. And this is the start of a discussion, guys. So tell me what you think, what you want to see in the game, how you really feel about multiplayer in this game. Is this just a small vocal part of the community that really is ready to hate this game? Or is there a larger minority that just is excited, ready to play? I know I'm excited. I'm ready to play this game, and I'm going to give it a chance. And I'm going to pre-order the game so that I can play the beta and that I can give my feedback. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this content, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. I've got good reviews, like analysis coming out. I've got reviews on mods for Fallout 4 and the other Fallout games. I'm playing through The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I've remastered it with mods, and I'm doing walkthroughs of that game, so enjoy those, watch those. There's some good stuff there. And I hope you enjoy this video, and if you don't, I hope that there's more content in the future that you enjoy and that you can still like and subscribe to this channel and get something out of it, something positive. Thank you all for watching. This is Gunny from Gunny's Gaming, and I'm signing out.